me trading in my GT4 for the new GT3 Touring. In that way, I probably need to top up $200,000. So now I have to think of how I would be able to come up with the money, either $200,000 or $500,000. Welcome to my YouTube channel, guys. My name is Steven. I'm an entrepreneur from Melbourne, Australia. Today is going to be the beginning of my YouTube series, and I'm going to show you guys how to turn sneakers into my next Porsche 911 GT3 upgrade. So stay with me. Guys, finally a day that I could sit down here, chill a little bit. It was hectic preparing for Black Friday, because today I'll have a bit of time to record a bit of videos, and this will be the start of my YouTube journey. I've always wanted to record some YouTube videos in the past years, but I never had a chance. And Instagram is great for promoting the business and all that, but I just think YouTube is better. There are so many exciting things actually happens in my life, and I want to share those moments with you. Guys, finally the food is here. Oh my god, looks so yummy. But hold a second. What? The new Porsche 992.2 GT3? And that looks like a Touring. Oh my god, the food has to... We have to put the food on pause. So I have to watch this one first. Damn. How come I didn't notice? I didn't know the new GT3 is coming. Oh my god, guys. That is crazy. Man. I guess something really exciting is gonna happen. Oh my god. I gotta quickly finish the food and then we're gonna talk about it.
$2,000 years later.
I've been mentioning about this. I remember that last year I was saying, oh my god, if the GT3 has a back seat, even it's a small seats, that'll be the perfect car. And then this year they made it. They truly hear what the customer says. Man, maybe I gotta watch this video a bit more, but right now I think I really gotta make the call. I gotta ask Porsche Center Doncaster if I can get this car. Oh baby. Get the ball rolling. Hopefully my guy Alex is gonna give me some good news. Hey Alex, how's it going? This is Steven. Yeah, I just wanna give you a call because I've just watched the video that I noticed the GT3 Touring 992.2 is releasing. Oh my god, man, I need to get this car. As you know, last time I couldn't get a car, but this time is even better. You know why? This car is a 4-seater. So that's actually perfect because I can only drive one car. You've been to my garage before. So I live in the city for the apartments. You know, I can only park one car, but I still want to go on the track sometimes. And I believe like, you know, the GT4 does that perfectly. The only thing that it doesn't have is additional seats that I can bring out, you know, 2 or 3 person together. Both my mom and my girlfriend, they are very, very small. So it's totally fine. You've seen them before, so you know they can completely sit in the back.
Mate, they're not seat. That is not a seat.
Put your seatbelt on, son.
So I might come to see you sometime next week. I'll text you and we'll make an appointment. All right, thank you, Alex. You have a good day. Bye. Great news, guys. Just got off the call with Alex from Porsche Center Doncaster. And I believe there's a very, very high chance that we can grab this car.
But let me tell you something first.
This is how I got a location of this GT4 as my first ever Porsche. During COVID time, after so many years of hard working, I wanted to reward myself. But by the time that I did the research, by the time that I decided I wanted to buy a Porsche, it was already a year and a half after the GT3 got released. I've got a friend who helped me make a lot of phone calls to dealerships, only to find out most of the allocations are gone with the 992.1 GT3s. But there was still a chance with Porsche Center Doncaster. So I actually came down to visit them in person, and I expressed my interest. I told them, why I needed a car. Also paid a small deposit just to be wait in a queue. After waited for over a bit of a year, they basically told me all the allocation was gone. Yeah, that's when I know that I got to look for a second car. I was initially waiting for the GT3 RS, but when they announced the GT3 RS, by looking at it, I know that I can't really daily drive this car. It doesn't even have a storage place for me to put groceries. That's how I look at the GT4. So one day, Alex called me out of the blue, said, although the GT4 is getting discontinued, but for some reason, they've got some extra allocations. And he knew that I love motorsport. I want to go on tracks. I wanted a GT car. That's why, he has decided he's, given me this allocation for the GT4. So I got a call, and I have to make a decision within 24 hours. And then within 48 hours, I did all the specs. That was in January 2023, end of January 2023. And then end of June 2023, I already got the delivery of the car. So it only took a short 5 months. So before I got the delivery of the car, there was something so exciting, even more exciting than getting the location of this car is I've managed to actually launch a collaboration to celebrate 75 years of Porsche between my sneaker business, Kikai CW, and Porsche Center Doncaster. It was a fantastic event, and in the end, even this event was recorded in the Porsche magazine from Germany.
But I'm too excited to wait, so
A few moments later.
So I'm at the Porsche Doncaster now. Let's get inside and see how did I go with the application for my dream car. Let's go. The moment I step into the dealership, my memory of the 75th anniversary event has all came back to me. So let me give you guys a full recap of this amazing event while I'm waiting for Alex. So I can still remember back in the day when we launched the event, this whole venue was turned into an exhibition with all the limited edition Porsches. I brought a pair of Eminem Jordan 4s, and it was placed right next to the Speedstar in here. And then we also had a Louis Vuitton LED duffel bag that was placed right in front of the color materials panel area, sort of like matching with all the colors and vibrations of Porsche. Over there, where they park the Ruby Star Carrera T at the moment, that was a 918 Spider parked over there, and that was a left-hand drive. It was fantastic to see a car like that. All right, guys, something that I want to talk about is relationship. So part of the reason how I launched the relationship with Porsche is through the 75 years of anniversary. And back over there is Auslam's office. She's the marketing manager. She was introduced by Alex through the Porsche GT3 RS launching event. And guys, relationship is so important. You don't want to screw up your relationship in your life. When you have a relationship, your life is going to be easy. But sometimes people values the short-term profit over relationship, and that's what screwed up everything. How beautiful is this car? My God, this is a true unicorn, I believe. And while standing in front of this beautiful car, I just want to share you guys a little bit of a secret of how you can get a location. Besides relationship, Porsche also values about your passion of cars and motorsport. So part of the reason why I can get a GT car as my first car, and I'm on my way to get my GT3 Touring, is because, I truly love motorsports. I go to track days all the time. I come to attend the event. They know that I love the car. And that's just so important. I mean, There are rumors saying you have to buy this beta to be able to get a location of a GT car. It could be true in other regions, in other countries, but I don't think that's how it works in Australia or in Porsche Center Doncaster. They truly value your passion. They truly value their customers. So I guess that's how I'm choosing Porsche over the other brands, just like how I chose Jordan and Nike. I mean, my passion has been 10 to 15 years for the sneakers, and this is only just a beginning for my love of collecting cars and motorsport. Porsche is a great brand.
A few moments later.
Finally, Alex is here. A GT3 allocation is never easy. So from the conversation, Alex told me the allocation open time would be roughly from the mid of January to end of January 2025, and the waiting period is same as what I expected, 6 to 12 months. But this time I'm actually looking for a paint to sample allocation. You guys know what a paint to sample is about. Price-wise, around 500,000 Australian dollars. The most exciting thing about the car is the 8% shorter gear ratios, just like the limited edition 911 STs. While time is ticking, I can't show you guys all the details in this conversation, but I can guarantee you guys it's a very positive one.
Several days later.
All right, guys. So finally, I got a location. Pretty much confirmed that there's a big chance that I will be able to grab this car. How exciting! So now the car, I think Australian retail price is about 450,000 with options and everything. It'll easily go up to 480 to 500,000. As you all know, I'm driving a GT4.
Nice.
So a more realistic approach would be me trading in my GT4 for the new GT3 Touring. In that way, I probably need to top up $200,000. So now I have to think of how I would be able to come up with the money, either $200,000 or $500,000. As you all know, I'm an entrepreneur. I don't really want to touch any of my existing savings or my current cash flow at this difficult time. All those money should be rolled into my future projects of generating more income. So the challenge would be, how would I be able to come up with the money without touching my savings and without touching any of my existing cash flow? I know it's going to be difficult, but I guess we'll have to accept the challenge. And I also want to take this opportunity to show all the fellow young entrepreneurs how you're going to do it. All right, now it's the time. Let's go get it. Time starts now. All right, guys, so now it's the time for brainstorming. So today we're gonna run through the brainstorm of what's the possible income that I can get. Again, without touching my existing cash flow, which is my salary or whatever my current business is paying me. Not touching any of this, but come up with the ways with the actual amount of money, creative ways. One of the most important thing that I can think of would be we have a upcoming pop-up store opportunity in the Sydney, and that's going to be 6 months. It's a perfect time period to generate a bit of income. It's going to be a either win or loss situation. I have confidence in this. I believe that both me and my business partner has worked very hard to prepare for the project, and I think that's going to bring us some extra source of income. So, Sydney pop-up store. Like I said, we're gonna run this for roughly 6 months. I have a projected income of roughly $30,000 a week. With 6 months, that will bring us 30K times 6 months is gonna be 26 weeks, equals to about $780,000 revenue as income for the whole business. But I do have a business partner, so. And also this is going to be the expense, the costs of running this particular pop-up. I'm not going to go through all those details now, but I believe in the end of our series, I'll be able to give you guys a pretty good understanding of the margin and everything. But yeah, here would be the number one source of income that I can come up with for this particular challenge. Secondly, I think the best way of coming up with ideas would be working on the existing business to be able to boost up some sale and then use this particular part of the extra income to contribute to my goal. So number 2, I would be focused on increase the KitKat CW Melbourne store sales, especially during this busy holiday period with Black Friday coming up, Christmas, Boxing Day coming up. There are so many promotions that we can run to actually increase the revenue for the existing business. And my goal for this special period of time would be a up of $50,000 to $100,000 in revenue. And then hopefully there's going to be some good profit coming out from this revenue, and it's going to be able to contribute to my goal. So another idea I have of where I can come up with extra income at KitKat CW is throughout the years of experience and everything, I know myself well. I know that I'm good at making deals. I'm good at making high value sales. So I'm gonna take advantage of this particular strengths that I have and really utilize it. Make sure that you stay till the end of this episode that I'm gonna show you how I'm gonna handle a $12,000 sale within 1.5 hours. So number 3, more buyouts and increase the sale of high value items. And I believe this is gonna be your favorite part as well, because definitely you guys want to see how I handle shoes that's over $10,000.
Nice.
So the next point I could think of is heavily related to buy and sell. So this one is related to doing consignment. We're a sneaker consignment store. So my approach on the next one would be doing more middleman services as well as consignments for commissions. Well, from the business point of view, that every day that we are taking on consignments from different consigners, but what I want to discuss here is being myself that I actually reach out to people to see what they have, what I can sell for them to be able to generate some extra income. All right, next one. What do we want to discuss? It's about save money. What I mean by that is I've come up with different ways of generate the extra income, but in the meantime, if I can cut down the cost of the business or cut down my personal expenses, somehow to save some of the money to be able to contribute. So from the business level, there are things that I've done in the past to help the business to save on expenses, such as speaking to the shipping partners, asking them for a certain level of discounts because of the increase of the shipments that we're doing. Besides that, I've also reached out to the merchant services, such as our FX machine provider, the bank, the online payment gateways, to negotiate a better deal on the merchant fees. From a personal level, I'm the type of person, I don't really have a heavy spending habit, but I do love my fashion, so I do spend a bit of money on sneakers, on streetwear, and some of the collectibles. But I'm also very wise on spending the money. So in the next few months, I'm gonna try to come up with ways to actually save on big expenses of personal items in case I need a laptop, I need a new phone, or anything that's necessary that I will try come to get a good deal. And I'm gonna show you how to grab a good deal in Australia. Actually guys, before we record this episode, we've already taken some actions. And I know that's what you guys are waiting for, so let's dig into it. Here's the recap of the crazy $15,000 deal that I did within 1.5 hours. So a customer of ours reached out, said got some grail items, want to make an appointment to come to the store to sell us such items. He brought me a pair of Red Octobers, a pair of V-Long Air Force One, and another 2 pairs of EAG2 Solar Reds and a Platinum. I ended up bought the Red October and the V-Long and sold them for almost $15,000. I understand it will be so hard for the owner of a grail item to be parting with what they love. But for this particular customer, that he is no longer in the sneaker business, to make this deal happen, first of all, I need to be able to acquire the shoes, And second of all, I need to know who to sell these shoes are. Under the current economy, it's so hard right now to buy and sell high-end sneakers. So the average order value for our business used to be $700-800, and right now has dropped down less than half. People used to buy crazy expensive sneakers. They already move on their interests to buy cars, watches, real estate, cryptocurrency, or whatsoever. There's very few buyers left in the market that are still buying high-end sneakers. When I had the initial discussion, the owner of the goods told me that he has spent over $20,000 for these particular 2 pairs. But I have to make him understand that besides me, there's almost no one in Australia would offer him a buyout price, would buy out these 2 shoes off his hand at that moment. For the things that the customer needs to understand is because of the age of the Red Octobers, there is a risk for whoever the next owner is to step in the shoe and find the shoe to have a crumbled midsole or have a broken stripe. That happens very often. You know why I say that I know Red Octobers better than most of other people? I've got burned on this. When we first started our business, I bought 2 pairs of Red Octobers. This is over 10 years ago. We paid almost $8,000 on eBay and we never received the shoe. And that was in the right beginning. For both me and my business partner, and we lost like almost everything we have in cash for these 2 pairs of sneakers in the very beginning. So I'll never forget that. That's why, afterwards, probably sold over 100 pairs of Red Octobers throughout the years. It came through my hands. I just know this shoe. I have the confidence. I know that if I buy it, I can get rid of it. I start to think under what sort of price that I can buy these 2 shoes and I can get rid of them without any worry. After taking all these factors into consideration, I finally offered a price to the buyer, and it has took him so long to make the decision. And also under the condition that he was not actually in the physical store face-to-face with me, and I have to make my communication over the phone with him. That's what made the buyout of the deal even harder. But my point was, besides Kick-Ass CW, besides myself, there's no one else really would offer him a price to do a buyout, whereas most other sneaker stores would only do consignment. I know the price, I know the pros, I know the cons, so I was being very honest, and I told him, look, there's a risk even for me to buy your Red Octobers. Tomorrow the shoe could break, the glue could get dried, and then I will be in trouble with the buyer complaining about this, because we are running this as a business. We are not really a private seller. We can't say, all sales are final, are sold to you, it's your responsibility. There are always customers coming back to you. So I'm bearing all these risks and everything to do the buyout. I made sure that he understands this point. I also made sure that he understands under the current economy, it's almost impossible to find a buyer, regardless of how rare your shoes are. Once he understands this, finally, after almost an hour consideration, he agreed to sell the shoes to me. And I was really thinking, under the current economy, who would actually spend $15,000 on sneakers? And I had 3 persons in my mind that I would reach out to. The first person I reached out to, he was halfway boarding the flight, and he said he will get back to me as soon as he get off the flight, and he's super interested. But unfortunately, the time is ticking. I don't really have 1.5 hours. So I straight away reached out to the second client. My client was having a work trip in Vietnam, but he had an immediate response, and he agreed on the deal basically within 15 minutes. You don't get a client like that without you building a solid relationship in the past few years. And for the second pair, for the V-Long Air Force One, this is actually a hard one. It's such a niche market, and there was only one person in my mind I could think of. I reached out to him, despite that I offered him a price that was almost half price of the cheapest other pair that's available on the market. He was still hesitant. So what I did was, I truly love the sneakers. They were size 9.5. I could wear them. I put them on the foot, and I feel like I actually fell in love with the sneakers. So I showed him a picture, and I told him that, look, you either pick up the shoes now, or I might have to take the shoes to my home, and they will never be up for sale again. Or maybe yes, it will be up for sale again. It will be double the price or triple the price. After I messaged him that, he agreed on the deal. And because he's such a good client, so I told him I would ship him the shoe. If he's happy with the condition and everything as is described, then he will wire me the money. So yeah, in 2 days' time, he received the shoes and he sent me the money on the day. End of the story, a $15,000 deal for 2 pairs of sneakers, buy and sell within 1.5 hours. And that's how I did it. And the next deal is actually over $50,000. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification because that's what's gonna keep me motivated to continue my journey.
他要买车，然后他要赚钱，然后他帮我卖了，他这他妈他赚了2500刀，然后刚才我说他赚了2500刀，特别特别的好。
This is what happened. Before I share the $50,000 plus deal, I want to shout out to Shino from the Parks Sydney. Thank you for giving me the opportunity of making $2,500 to be contributed to my journey. Shino came down to Melbourne. We had dinner together. Like always, we always exchange, how business did from his end in Sydney and from our end in Melbourne. Throughout the chat, Shino mentioned although the business was not that great, but he was still able to manage to buy and sell a few high-end items. And he did a buyout of a Grail, and he wanted to sell that particular item for $50,000. Right after I hear that, I told Shino that I'm actually on a YouTube challenge. So I asked him that if it's okay for him to give me a chance to sell the item for him and pocket him whatever that he wanted as $50,000 in his hand, and then I can just take on a small commission. Shino was cool with it, and the day after he returned to Sydney, he took the photos of the Grail item, and I was able to nail down a deal within the 24 hours. And he got paid the next day, and he sent me the commission of the $2,500. It sounds easy, right? But guys, such kind of deal can happen only because of relationships. I've known Shino for over 10 years. We never blow up our relationship because of small things. And we kept on the relationship, and that's what gave me an opportunity to make such money of a high value deal. And thank you, Shino, for giving me the opportunity of making $2,500 to be contributed to my journey to my next car. And shout out to the Parks again. Definitely one of the best sneaker stores located in Sydney. Got all the Grails, all the streetwear that you need, Chrome Hearts, St. Michael, whatever you need, they got them. But the best sneaker store only before KickCW opens our sneaker store in Sydney. Jokes, all love.
And what else?
Relationship can also help you save money. And this is how I saved over $10,000 at this exact location on this table in Royal Arcade with my real estate agent back a few days ago. So as I started the YouTube challenge, besides thinking of new ways of generating money, I always been doing brainstorming of how I can actually save some of the business costs. So we have been in Royal Arcade for a little bit over 6 years now. And we've always been a good tenant. I've always kept a really good relationship with my real estate agent, always paying our rent on time and never bring any trouble to them. Even throughout the COVID time, that we were able to operate as a warehouse instead of closing down the shop, so we were able to afford to pay our landlord the rent. And now I believe it's a time that my landlord can do something for me. So for those who doesn't live in Melbourne, you probably don't know, there's like 20-30% of retail spaces being empty in the city for a long time. And I know that my landlord values us as a tenants. I made appointments with my real estate agent exactly on this table in this cafe to discuss about our rent in the next few months. So I've mentioned that during the current economy, we're not doing so great as before. The sale has went down dramatically, and I needed some help from the landlord. After a few conversations, and my real estate agent was able to deliver me the good news that the landlord agreed on take off roughly $10,000 for the next few months' rent. And I believe this $10,000 is going to contribute to the net profit of KickCW in Royal Arcade. And that's going to indirectly also contribute to my journey to my next car. For those who are not familiar with KiCad CW, here's the chance for you to have a glance at this amazing space. Guys, hope you enjoyed the tour of the store. In the next episode, I'm gonna share more ideas from my grand plan, and most importantly, I have so many more exciting stories to be shared. So make sure you subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications, and I'll catch you guys in the next half episode.